Hey, YouTube, what is up? Konami just released 3 of the most broken TCG exclusives ever. They are going to be promos in this year's Megatin. These cards are absolutely bonkers in what they do. Realistically, I think that this tin is probably one of the best products we've ever got here in the TCG. Just going by what these promos are, as well as some of the alternate art god cards we're getting, there's a little bit of everything. For all your Yu-Gi-Oh needs, there's some nostalgia, there's some meta, and the reprints are actually really good as well. And we're also getting alternate rarities to the reprints. There really seems like this Megatin can almost do no wrong. These 3 promos specifically are actually really strong. I would go so far as to say that these 3 promos solve all the problems that Yu-Gi-Oh has ever had. I think power creep doesn't exist anymore. Power creep is dead, and every deck is now meta. What's your thoughts, Kasim?
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. Honestly,
Nah,
what's so
there's no
funny?
way. But
No. Oh, seriously, like these cards, they do slow down the game.
mhm.
Yeah, I understand. Maybe the combo decks have like taken a huge hit, but realistically, like in all honesty, like who enjoys sitting down watching? Like maybe the better players are able to do that, but the average player, you don't enjoy watching your opponent play with themselves for like so long and
Yeah, like a
just combo
15-minute
off.
turn one.
Yeah, just combo off because like it's just not like a fun game. It's not fun to people,
It's not as
and like
interactive.
it's just not interactive. And like they just build their huge board, and you just can't play the game. And cards like this, well, this card exactly just solves that problem. Like Sphere Mode is a very good card, but the problem with Sphere Mode is like some decks they just need that normal summon, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And like this card solves that.
All right, so when you say this card, I'm actually going to read the card effect because it might be a little blurry in the video.
Yeah,
Basically, this card is Nibiru, the Primal Being. It's a light level 11 rock effect monster, 3000 attack and 600 defense. Its effect is during the main phase if your opponent normal or special summoned 5 or more times or 5 or more monsters this turn. Quick effect, you could tribute as many phase up monsters on the field as possible, and if you do special summon this card from your hand, then special summon 1 Primal Being token to your opponent's side of the field. The token gets the original combined attack and defense of the tributed monsters, and you can only use effects once per turn. This harkens back to, I think, a thing a lot of people were saying about Yu-Gi-Oh! In that we were going to have to impose some kind of summoning limit or summon restriction. A
yeah.
lot of people are saying that because of how long turns could go and how many summons you can go through. You could summon like 40 plus times in a turn in a regular combo deck, and it was getting a bit ridiculous with the amount of time it would take.
No, you're definitely right about that. Which is why I know you said that. This is literally why you said you don't think that another mechanic is needed, right?
Mm-hmm. I
Uh,
originally thought that Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 was going to be like Link's in that they were going to radically change the way we summon monsters in an attempt to slow the game down. But seeing these promos, I don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh! 7 is going to bring now. It might just
I
be an
don't.
alternate summoning mechanic at this point.
Yeah, because I don't think this game can slow down. I think we have too many cards in the game
Mm-hmm.
and too many decks that revolve around like just summoning cards and turboing out cards. Like so many decks throughout our time have been combo decks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily think that like hindering the summoning mechanic would be a healthy thing. But I do believe cards like this are very healthy.
I think that this is actually very fair. The only thing that this makes me fear is because other card games. The only card game I can consider even similar to Yu-Gi-Oh is Vanguard. And
Yeah, I can see that.
the only way that they actually solved Vanguard, because it didn't have a rotating format like Pokemon or Magic does, was to do a hard reset. And that seems like the only possible thing aside from a new summoning mechanic that I could see Konami doing.
No,
Um,
you see, but the problem is that like when it comes to a game like Yu-Gi-Oh, like
mhm.
a lot of people do not like the balance and they like rotating outsets. But the beauty of our game is that like the innovation from our game comes from these past sets, like zoo format with my body as a shield, or a card like Pianissimo, and like just onward, I was thinking of these old cards that can like be broken in these newer formats. Like that's where the creativity is. That's where the innovation is. That's where like the time you spend reading the cards matters.
Mhm.
And I think that's what makes our game special versus the rotating sets games.
Because I feel like rotating set games also just basically reprint the same card.
And I've played both. I played, you know me. I've played all TCG games. I love TCGs. I grew up playing TCGs.
Hmm.
I'm fairly new to Yu-Gi-Oh. I grew up playing more Pokemon and Magic, and I can guarantee you that, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh is a bit RNG, but those games are RNG as well, and they're a lot slower. And with rotating sets, it's very less skillful than this game.
It's a lot more lackluster at times. I
Yeah,
feel
I'm
like
pretty
there's
sure you
less
could say the same
innovation.
thing.
Yeah.
Like Yu-Gi-Oh is definitely a more fun game and harder game to play.
I think it's probably the most complicated game. That's the only thing I could
Complicated,
see
yes,
them doing
yes.
something
That's a
about,
better word.
is maybe simplifying the rules a bit, or maybe getting clarification on spell speeds, or like maybe writing the spell speed on a card, respond
Yeah,
to it
but
otherwise.
maybe that could be another video where you go through like the theories and ideas you have that like
Mhm.
what can they do.
Yeah, I feel like Konami just has a lot of possibilities. But let's bust on to the next card. The next card is Dark Ruler No More. It is a normal spell card. Its effects does negate the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. So similar to how we had the previous card, which was targeted at combo decks, I feel like Dark Ruler No More is targeted at, I guess, like xenophobic decks, like decks that are only monsters.
So
Those do tend to be combo decks, though.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like, the problem is that this card has like no drawback.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like spell speed
your
4.5
opponent takes
too.
no
So
battle damage, right?
yeah,
Like, you can literally play this card in combo decks, and you can just do your whole combo, and your opponent can't do nothing.
It'd be like
And
the
it's not
Thunder
even
Dragon
like
Mirror match would be
continuous.
insane because of this card. You just
Yeah,
summon
it's not
11 years
even
and
a
wipe their board.
continuous card. That's like the best. That's the worst part. My bad.
It
Can't
doesn't have to be
MHP
face up.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't switch. It's like this card is very good. I just like these cards are just making me see that like I feel like they hate combo decks just as much as like the normal population doing this game.
I think they realized that it actually is a problem and that it was hurting the game more so than it was helping it. So
Like they just hate
introducing some
Maxi so much
interaction.
they made 3 new broken cards.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Maxi could have solved some of these problems, but
Could it?
it
You
could
can
have,
Ash
but not
Maxi.
as effectively as these do, because these cover a wider variety, of course. But
You can call by the grave and Ash Maxi. You can't do these cards are set in stone.
yeah, they actually made a concerted effort to make sure that these cards pretty much just pop off.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to stop. It's possible.
Dark
But it's
Ruler
just
No
not
More
optimal.
really does almost throw Sky Strikers into the stratosphere. I think Sky Strikers is going to get slapped upon a ban list because this card exists.
Eradicator is going to be more played now.
I think Solemn
Regardless
Judgment's
of-
going to see some play as well.
Yeah, Solomon, Eradicator. But
Because I'll
regardless
pay
of,
half
yeah.
my life to activate all my monster effects. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, but regardless of, like, it's a good card. You're definitely right. The combo decks might play, but the decks like Sky Striker and those decks are definitely playing this card.
I think
a lot
it's
better
a
than
card to
Mystic
just
Mind.
kind of force you to play more than just one type of card.
But is this card better than Mystic Mind though?
I think it is better than Mystic Mine.
Yeah,
in
but
the
Mystic
fact that
Mind.
you can activate monster effects regardless of monster count.
Yeah, but
It's basically like Skill Drain and Mystic Mine all in one, but it doesn't hurt hand traps.
Yeah, but Mystic Mind negates cards in your opponent's hand as well.
Yes, that's the
And
only
grave.
thing. But I think that's the
And
fair
grave.
trade-off.
But Mystic Mind negates hand, field, and grave.
Yes,
But you can still use
can
yours.
just do anything you want with this. Like Thunder Dragon, like ideally, like the best turn one full monster deck, right, is Thunder Dragon, Crusadia Danger, whatever you want to call it. And for the most part, they're only ending on monsters on field. It's not like they play hand traps.
I think where you're coming from is that they can't respond to it with their hot red and their moral savage stuff.
Yes, because you can't respond to monster effects.
Yeah, in that aspect, I think you're right. But but as a card that is just stronger overall, I still believe Mystic Mind is that card. But this card is like a guarantee pop. Like you just
Mystic
activate
Mind
it.
also has the ability to be activated on an opponent's turn with cards like Metaverse or Demise of the Land. So there is like more versatility with it because it is a field spell. But Mystic Mind also has the weakness of being a field spell, so it has to be face up for its effect to stay.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Twin Twister, MSD, Cyclone, so many odds to it.
And
But
this card
regardless
is not
of-
weak to any of those.
Yeah, you're still right. This card's a very good card.
All right, and the last card, Dimension
card's
Shifter.
insane.
It
Yeah,
says
this card-
if you, it is absolutely insane. A lot of people have been saying for a very long time that we need a quick effect version.
Different dimension ground.
Yeah, of different dimension ground or macro cosmos. Basically, if you control, if you have no cards in your graveyard, quick effect, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard until the end of the next turn. Any card sent to the graveyard is banished instead. And it's not just monsters; it's
this
any
card's
card.
Hoarding is literally like Macrocosmos, so
Mm-hmm.
everything is getting banished. Your Pendulum Monster getting banished. Your Prank Kids are getting banished. Like this card is so good, and like like this like most of the decks that aren't tier 1 rely
Hmm.
on graveyard, like zombies or prank kids,
Yeah, I was gonna say Shiranui, Six Samurai.
Shiranui, like prank pendulums. Like so like if you set this card for like Thunder Dragons or you set it for Orcus, right?
Hmm.
It still has so much application to all like the rogue decks too, which
Hmm.
is what I think makes it like so much better.
I think that this is
Sky
the
Strikers too,
fairest.
like all the spells just get banished. Like I think this card is really good.
I think
It
this
has
is the fairest
application
one.
in everything. Yeah, it's definitely the first one, but it has probably the most application out of all
I
of
think,
them.
yeah, exactly, because it doesn't specifically target monsters like the other card does. Um, it basically just
Doesn't
sends every card to the graveyard regardless of what it is. You could chain it
yeah.
because it's quick effects, so you could chain
I know
kind of
you.
Dragon
I know
Shrine or
you love
Foolish.
different dimension grounds, so you definitely
I
love
know
this
I've
card.
played different Dimension Ground in almost every format I possibly can.
So I know you
Um,
just love this card automatically.
this card is beautiful, and I think it is actually probably the fairest one. I think this card could have came out maybe a year or two ago. To be
Yeah,
realistic,
definitely. Probably zoo format.
I think that the other cards are pretty appropriate for the times, but I feel like this is a card that could have happened before because it also occurs for the next turn, which could be your turn most likely because you're gonna probably activate this in your
This
opponent's
card in
turn.
Metapulse format. Oh, this would have been OD.
Exactly, that's what I'm
With
saying. Like it could have
ABCs.
came out way before, and it would
Yeah.
have had just as much practicality. And I think this is more
hmm
of a timeless card for Yu-Gi-Oh than the other ones necessarily are.
I don't know. I think depending on what Konami does,
Hmm.
I think the first one is going to have the biggest impact on Yu-Gi-Oh though.
It's gonna have the biggest impact on current Yu-Gi-Oh, but it might also then
No,
change how
because
Yu-Gi-Oh is
that
played.
that that deck, yeah, that's what I mean. Like that card
Hmm.
has so much potential to like just hinder how Yu-Gi-Oh would be played, like you said. Like that's why I think it's gonna have the biggest impact.
Well, it's like having
Like it
Heavy
can be
Storm
so
in Goat
strong
format.
that,
That's how I
yeah, it
feel.
can be so strong that like people just won't play like combo decks.
Exactly. It's like Heavy Storm in Goat format, where you don't set more than 2 cards because if you get Heavy Stormed, you're just gonna lose.
But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like those things where like it's like evenly matched, when people stop like playing into it and people stop siding it,
Mm-hmm.
then 2 months later just popped out of nowhere because people stop like playing around it.
Yeah,
So I
if you
think
don't
maybe the
play
card would be
around it,
like,
people are gonna play it, and then once people expect it, they stop playing it.
yeah, like you remember that like people
Mm-hmm.
everyone was playing evenly matched and everyone stopped playing it, then everyone started playing retarded and everyone started playing it again. So I think that card might be like that. Combo decks are gonna be like, oh shit, this card's here,
Mm-hmm.
and then no one's gonna play combo. And then like one YCS, like everyone's gonna be playing combo, no one's gonna be signing that card.
Mm-hmm.
But you never know. At the same time, like I said, like these promos are amazing. The tin cards, I already have high expectations from them. They announced Monster Reborn and Raigeki in the tins.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they're in that new prismatic secret rarity.
I
Raigeki would look
think
so
they're
beautiful.
going to be because it seems like every promo card is going to be that rarity, especially the new God cards.
Yeah, Raigeki's would look so beautiful in there. This is a great
Mm-hmm.
gateway. This is an amazing gateway tin. Like this tin's actually a good gateway. Like they're putting Mermaid in there. Hopefully more than Snake. Like this is a gateway tin, unlike other years.
I didn't
Like they
think
have
about
these
it in
amazing
that way, but
promos.
this is actually what you're saying. It's a very good way for, I guess, not even just new people, but people that have played Yu-Gi-Oh in the
Yeah,
past to
even like
hop
for
back
you to
in.
buy your kids, just buy them a couple tins. Like
Mm-hmm. These 3
this is
cards
like
are more than enough to actually make most even
this is
rogue
like a
decks look
side deck right
competitive
here.
sometimes. Yeah, it's like a full side.
It's amazing.
And then we're getting Deck Devastator in like 2 months after that. I think it's going to be very interesting for
we're getting
newcomers for
Pankratops in
Yu-Gi-Oh.
the tin too, right?
What'd you say?
We're getting Pankratops in the tin as well, right?
I think Pankratops is in the tin because it was Soul Fusion, but I don't know if we have it
I wouldn't be
guaranteed.
surprised. We have to. It's always the best cards of the year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But like I said, amazing tin, amazing product. Sky Strikers are coming in this tin, so don't be surprised if like just buy a couple tins, get a Sky Striker deck with these amazing side cards. It's a great product. Just amazing job done by Konami.
Yeah, I gotta be honest on this one. Like I've been critical at times where products aren't necessarily the best,
We've
but
been
this
very
is,
critical of Konami, but this past couple of months, it's been amazing. The
yeah,
game's
they've
been
been hitting it out of
healthy.
the park, honestly.
Balances have been great. A lot of people think the balance is unfair with the Thunder Dragon deck, but I think it's totally fair. It's not like it's unbeatable. It's like Necros format. Necros is like the king of kings, and then you have other decks still have a chance. That's how format should be. It shouldn't. I think it shouldn't be a one deck format. Personally, that's how I believe.
I agree with that. I think Sky Strikers is still competitive. We still have there's that new Orcus deck you mentioned.
That deck. Yeah, that deck is very good. I heard about it and I saw it. It's Thunder Crusadia. It's Thunder Orchest, I believe. Danger Crusadia or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a very nutty deck. But regardless of, it doesn't matter. It's all good decks.
Mm-hmm. I think this is a very healthy format. We were having a discussion before where we were actually comparing this format to DUEA, and you said you prefer this format. You think that this is a healthier format than DUEA, right?
Yeah, I think it's a healthier format. I didn't play too much in those formats, and I wasn't really the best, so maybe I'm just being biased,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't really see a lot of success. I just played for like a month in the time, then I stopped playing for a long time. But from the time I was playing there to now, if I could come in the game, I'd rather come in now than then.
All right, that's I think
Yeah,
I guess the best way to put it. Thank you for
yeah,
helping me make this video, Kasim. I appreciate it.
always.
And with that being said, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget
Link
to
in
click
bio.
subscribe. Don't forget to tell Konami to fly me out to Nats or Worlds next year, maybe.
Link in bio.
Link in bio. Oh yeah, I'm wearing the wrong hat today. But do check out my description down below as well. There's a link to the Discord if you want to talk to me or play some games. I'm usually in there or just monitoring it because I'm the only admin. But yeah,
And also, we'll be hosting some very fun tournaments in the Discord channel. So please, guys, join.
yes,
It'll be a
that
great
will
time.
be a little bit spicy spicy, and I was maybe keeping that a secret, but all right, we'll release it a little early. All right, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching as always, and have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.